Have you ever reached out to pet your cat only to watch them flinch and casually stroll away? Or maybe they're the type to launch into a high-speed sprint down your hallway at midnight for no apparent reason. It's easy to shrug this off and assume they're simply aloof, but they aren't distant at all. We are applying the wrong psychological playbook to our interactions with them. When a dog gets a belly rub, their brain immediately floods with oxytocin, no matter who is petting them or when. Cats operate on an entirely different biological system. They don't view humans as authoritative pack leaders. Instead, they perceive us as oversized, non-hostile equals. We are essentially just incredibly clumsy ruminants. Because we expect them to process affection on our terms, the things we do every day with the best intentions are actually pushing them away. By forcing them to speak our language rather than translating theirs, we trigger a constant state of low-level anxiety. Directing attention to the visual. This scale diagram illustrates the root of the problem. Imagine living with a roommate who is 20 times your size. For a 10-inch animal, being constantly approached from above by a massive, fast-moving peer is inherently terrifying. This power dynamic alters how they process touch. A study in the journal Applied Animal Behavior Science found that cats who were petted on their owner's schedule showed significantly higher stress hormones than those who initiated contact themselves. The physical fix requires getting down on the floor. Sitting at their eye level neutralizes the height threat and removes any human agenda from the interaction. You stop being a giant that looms over them. The psychological fix is equally simple. Stop reaching. Letting your cat come to you and bump their head against your hand grants them the autonomy they need to consent to the interaction. When you eliminate the looming physical threat and give them a choice in the matter, they actively seek out physical closeness. They stay longer and relax deeper because the interaction happens on their terms. Looking at this 3D wireframe of a standard living room, you can see how humans design homes entirely for human height, effectively treating a house as a flat, two-dimensional plane. But cats measure their world in vertical layers, using higher elevation to assess threats and survey their territory. Access to this vertical territory provides a safe escape route, avoiding physical confrontation. It instantly lowers territorial stress, giving them a physical space entirely in their control. Elevation provides safety, but they also require strategic enclosure. Researchers at Utrecht University, led by Dr. Claudia Vinke, studied shelter cats to determine how access to hiding boxes affected their adaptation. The results revealed the biological mechanics of a hiding spot. Wedging themselves into a dark, enclosed space acts as a reset button. It physically drops their heart rate and shifts their nervous system out of high alert and into active recovery mode. Environmental anxiety is also driven by time.
Feeding your cat whenever it feels convenient for your human schedule creates an unpredictable environment, which breeds chronic resource anxiety. You can eliminate this worry by establishing exact, predictable daily feeding times. They don't need precisely measured portions down to the gram. They need the absolute certainty of knowing when their next meal is arriving. By opening up the vertical layers of your living room and anchoring their day with a rigid schedule, you strip away the invisible triggers in your house. You replace an environment of low-level panic with one of complete stability. That need for stability extends to playtime. When a cat gets restless, aggressive, or bounces off the walls after a play session, most owners conclude the cat simply has too much energy. Feline behavior experts who study predatory instincts, like Jackson Galaxy, observe that this late-night restlessness is actually the result of an unfulfilled biological drive. A cat's brain relies on a highly specific sequence that has survived for thousands of years: stalk, chase, catch, kill, and eat. Standard play sessions usually only offer the stalk and the chase. Waving a toy around floods their brain with adrenaline and dopamine, but depriving them of a physical catch denies them the serotonin release required to wind down. To fix this, you must let them physically catch the toy. Let them grip it and wrestle it, and then immediately offer a small treat or portion of food to close the psychological loop. That final step, catch, then eat, tells their brain the hunt was a success. Completing this ancient biological sequence takes a wired, frustrated predator and leaves them as a deeply satisfied, calm companion. While we can restructure our homes to fit their biology, the work of bridging this gap goes both ways. Your cat has already been putting in the effort to reach you on your own terms.
In the wild, adult cats do not meow at each other. Kittens use that sound exclusively for their mothers, but as they grow up, the behavior fades entirely. They retained the meow strictly to talk to us. Researchers at Lund University in Sweden spent years studying this phenomenon and uncovered exactly how cats construct these sounds. Your cat's meow doesn't sound like the neighbor's cat. They have built a bespoke, individualized vocal language from scratch, refining their chirps and trills based entirely on what gets a reaction out of you. When they vocalize and you respond with silence, they learn that talking to you leads nowhere. Ignore them consistently, and they will eventually stop communicating altogether. The solution requires zero translation skills. You just have to talk back. Answering them vocally validates their effort and proves that the communication channel they spent their life building remains open. Your cat hasn't been rejecting your affection. They've been waiting for you to stop acting like an unpredictable giant. When you respect their evolutionary blueprint and answer them in the language they built for you, you reach the version of your relationship they've been trying to establish since the day you brought them home.